Good morning, traders. Good morning. David with Alexander Trade and Investment Group. We are, 3 minutes and 50 seconds roughly to cash open. There are a couple of areas that I'm looking at. We're actually in one of them right now. Hopefully, you guys are seeing my screen, IWM. I am looking at areas where, in this case, sellers were absorbed by buyers. Uh, the reason I am thinking about buying today, and if I can actually real quick unsplit that and go to regular hours. So, we did eventually have a Santa Claus rally, right? We ended up after that drop, initial drop in the morning. We opened roughly 222.02. We had a drop all the way down to the 220s before rallying and having a close of 223 26. So technically we did have that Santa Claus rally, but that took place in the afternoon. Well, not in the afternoon, but later. As the market closed at 1, there was a rally up, but the initial at the open, at cash open, we did have a fade down. But overall, the overall picture of yesterday's, or I should say Tuesday's Christmas Eve, we did value from the previous day did go higher, right? We higher in value and in price. We also kind of matching February, and I didn't realize that was still on, but February the 20th profile as well, where we had a up in value and a increase in price. So we're kind of, in kind of a range, right? Where since actually December 19th, we're in a range. And try to make that a little easier to see. We're in a range, right? We're hitting somewhere in the middle of that range. Here's the top of the range for the past 4 days. Today will be the fifth. We're kind of ranging in between roughly 224.63 down to 218.07. We're in that little range, and we're kind of right now potentially opening in the middle of that range, where at least the last profile we increased in value and in price. Same as we did Friday the 20th, we increased in value and in price. So that is a reason why I'm looking to buy. And let me see if I can split everything again and get everything ready. So we're kind of in that buy area now, in between POC and the open. I would like to play it more so on the extremes. That's where my bread and butter is. So I may have to be patient on that. I do have a sell opportunity all the way up in here. But depending on if we, maybe fade it down a little bit and then buy up. Uh, Speaking of news with 45 seconds, jobless claims looking a little better than previous. If you look at the RPI chart, again, previous is the white, current is the goldish yellow color. So both are above the yellow line, or the zero line, and they're kind of flat. Both are flat, right? But we're just below the previous, but still above zero. So we're okay, but not as better as previous. So I consider that good news. That may be a catalyst to pop the market. All right, the market is opening and talking too much. The market opened in 6 seconds. I am looking to buy, but we'll see. And opening now. Okay, so that's initial fade. That's kind of what I want to see. All right, prices are looking good. 243 calls is what I'm looking at. It's going for 48 cent per contract, which is looking pretty good. And as we're dropping, there's no 36. The prices are looking really, really good right now. Looks like it's 36 per contract. Make this a little bigger so I can see it. See, it's hoping that open. So that's the initial buy area that I had. And then there was another one down here, which we may end up fading down to. But I keep my eye on this one too. All right, 33, 36 is where is that right now? Oh, still not 100% in it. I mean, looking to it, yeah, not 100% comfortable in it right now because it looks like we're gonna fade it below. And again, I like to play the extremes, so this is out of my comfort zone, but I still had to acknowledge it. And if we do bump higher, then I may like to play. But right now, we're not even, and this is the open of yesterday. So those two things, including the POC, it's giving me not giving me the warm and fuzzy on the play. Yeah, so we're dropping it. Not to say that won't, and then we have one deviation by there. So I think if we start to build up above the open of yesterday, then I may feel a little comfortable playing it. Oh, that's the wrong button. Shoot. I'm sitting there talking and touching the wrong thing. All right. So right now there's no play. So this is definitely a stay, and I'm gonna get my order ready to go. Just in case. 222's getting close to, I mean, 222's maybe. If we fall a little further, then 222's would definitely be the comfort one. And it's looking like 222's may be the way to go as we waiting to get my orders together. So I like the 222 calls right now, and we're continuing to fade down. There's less and less interest. And this is a buyer's candle, right? So that's positive delta 62,000 buyers, 63. And if we fade to open, I may like that though. Because I don't want to, I just, we're hitting not divergence, but deviation. I'm just not getting the touch on it that I want to feel good about it. I want to see us maybe fade that open, get back into the 222s, and I think that may be the look to go for. VIX, I didn't talk about VIX. VIX is well below 20 with 15.3. Starting to like it. All right, I'm gonna jump into this thing. Let's see, 35 cents per contract. I am in. Oh, that's about to give me half right now. That's about to give me half right off the bat. It was close. 2 cents away from that half. That should be it right there. Okay, got the half. Let me move that stop. Ooh, that's right on time too. That's right on time. I wanted that open. It looks like that's all it's gonna give me too. That's still 110,000 in the buyers, 433,000 in volume. It's not a green day yet, but see that POC is what made me nervous. And I'm still in it for possible full goal, but the half I think is where it's at right now. I think that's all it's giving me. Looks like that's what's it. Yeah, just push down into back into the 221.80s or 70s. I think that's gonna be, yeah, I'm getting close to that all out. 2 cent away from it. So 35 was my entry. I got the 45, but looking like 37 is that's my out. Shit. Yep, that's it right there. I only have 37, 35, I'm sorry, was my entry. 45 was the half, and I got stopped out at 37 on the second watch. And when I say half, I mean like 75% of my play is I cash out of it. It looked like it was going to potentially give me a full goal, and it could. Look at what's happening right now. There's buyers are stepping into it. Like this candle right now is a buyer. And what's nervous, I mean, I know what are we? About 40 cent away from the extreme, the low. Not the extreme low, but just the value low. And I know price is never perfect. And we hitting that deviation right here too. And I probably if I would have got into it roughly here and then not I didn't see that this was only 100 in volume there. That little push would have probably gave me a full goal. But seeing price come down to here and then seeing no interest here, I wonder if there's a potential for another opportunity. Maybe the 220s is or 222s are still in play because we're in 221. So 222 calls may be the way to go. See, there's something, right? There's buyers trying to step in. We're well past where buyers stepped in because this is basically a single print of the M period, which technically, because I got it, I'm showing pre-cash and post. It's technically the B period, but there is a single print, a second TPO that fresh money came in and boarded up. So that could be what's happening. Again, we remember we saw the TPO chart of Tuesday, Christmas Eve, that value and price bought up or went up. So I'm wondering, is there a continuation of that? All right, that Santa Claus rally. Again, we didn't see that Santa Claus rally until after it slowed down, and that's what we caught on Tuesday. Because this is down here where I have is the actual single print of the A period. And there were fresh money that came in roughly 221, 221.01. This is a positive buyer's candle. Again, we dropped it down into the 221.50 with no interest. And we do have a report that comes out at 11. Oop, wrong, sorry, wrong one. 11 o'clock. That's inventory. There's buyers in both of these candles, right? There's 300,000 with 21,000 buyers, 110,000 with 423,000 in volume. There's a delta divergence in both of those candles as we're coming into value low, damn near single print. So my half was not, and I'm gonna admit it wasn't the best execution. I did like the fact that we were, in this open of yesterday. There was an area here where there was seller absorption, and here also seller's absorption. This marked by the Q period of yesterday, which I have here, here to here, and where you see the end period and P period also buyers bought up. So yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, my execution wasn't is not the best. That's the reason why I got the half. And that's another reason why when I cash out, and I say half, but I really mean 70% of my position, and I protect that by moving my stop. Because even though I am consistent, I try to take some money off the table and I protect that by moving my stop. And then whatever it's gonna be is gonna be from there. And now that I'm looking at it, I didn't even notice it while I was analyzing it. N period and P period, which is technically C and D. Money basically new money came in at the 222.22 area for both of those periods. And then in Q period, which is E period technically, it came a little further down before money stepped in, new money stepped in. So that's what I'm seeing here. That's why these are positive deltas, it look like, and high volume. Yeah. Yeah, just not the best execution. Because we may flip from red to green on this one. Well, technically red on the day as the open was 222.42. Yeah, not the best execution. Not the best execution. I know I normally play the extremes, and that's just me not following what I normally do. Because value low, I mean, we only came within 20 cent, 22 cent of that value low. I wasn't practicing patience on this one, but I did get to have, and again, I always protect it. And as the buyers are stepping in, how long that's gonna last, we don't know. Are we gonna flip red to green? Don't know. But we do have a report that comes in at 10, so if you are in it, I would cash in as much as possible if you haven't cashed in that 75%. But I want to see if we flip green. Okay, we're looking like we're getting that close. Yeah. So good idea. Good. I'm gonna pat myself on the back on this one. Definitely analyzed the market correctly. Just my execution was off. Um, luckily it wasn't off enough to lose any money, but to get half of a goal of 75% off the table, just my other 25% didn't make any money. I do move my stop up maybe 2 to 3 cent above my entry, just so I can so that I can pay for my commission fees. But yeah, my execution was not the best. There's the buyers again, delta divergence, price come down to here, little to no volume. I didn't see that 100 right there, right off the deviation buy. Again, coming down, little to no volume, no interest there. There was a build here, and then look at that buy up. So we are again the open 222.42. We just flipped green before going back red. So yeah, that would have actually that no, that's still half. Yep, 35 is now 47. So still not the full goal. It would have been, but still half is still like half is gonna give you. It's flirting with the open. I'm sorry, with the the open to see if it's gonna flip and stay red or stay green. Because at the moment it is red on the day. It flirted with being green before dropping a little below it. Again, the VIX is still normal, still 15.36. So there's not a lot of emotion in there. This is done. So this little green box is done. Orders are taken and done there. This is where I had a potential sell. That was one TPL, but it's a small area where new money came in and dropped the market down. This is a bigger area. Not, I mean, yeah, bigger area than that, but not too impressive. We did, oh, and I didn't even point this out, but we did come down to the weekly low. So that was another reason why I should have been patient. Basically, not bad. You know what? Not too bad. Now that I completely overlooked the weekly low, value low of last week. So I'm not gonna say it was bad execution because we got into this area to the buy up, right? And then we bought up a little bit before getting out. We got our 10 cent before dropping. That's right off the value low. I'm not gonna say that's bad execution because obviously we're buying up now. I didn't even point that out earlier. Value low of last week. All right, I got one of my guys sitting me, so hopefully that's good news. Terrible execution, played the buy up. Yeah, did the same thing. Then it worked out. Yep. We had the same idea. My execution wasn't the best either. I was able to get 10 cent out of it, and look what's happening now. Then the buyers are stepping in even more. The options ladder is not updating quick enough. Excuse me, but it's still showing half. Would have been a half at 47 now, a little bit more than half. That should be like in the 50s, I would think. Yeah. So 35 entry, 45 half, 55 would have been full goal. So it was basically around the half mark at 47, 2 cent above the half mark of our entry. VWAP is kind of showing me maybe first resistance point. Next would be the value high as the next resistance point. So we definitely read it correctly. We analyzed the market. We saw that not only did we in IWM value rose from Tuesday, Tuesday's value rose, I'm sorry, but also price as well. So the thought or the question at that point is, are we going to continue? Is there a possibility to continue to rise in value and in price, or is there some opposition? I couldn't find any opposition, and this looks like it's going to be the full goal too. 50, right now it's at 52, 53. 2 more cent would have been 50 go. Well, one more now would be 55. But yeah, then you ask yourself the question, all right, is there a possibility for a continuation of value and price, or are we going to come into some opposition where there's some sellers involved? And it's easy to see that, right? Just look at your TPO chart. If I were to go to, let's say, regular time frame, and I'm looking at the middle chart, this is my daily, and don't worry about the far right that's going to move, and then even here is going to move a little bit. But this is yesterday's, right? From 9:30, if you see at the bottom, Tuesday, Christmas Eve, all the way up to 1 o'clock. The market closed at 1 o'clock on Christmas Eve. But here's A period, make it a little bit bigger. Hopefully I can see it. So A period bought, right? We opened here around 222.10. We had that initial sell-off that we caught on Tuesday. And then it dropped down to the 220.38s before B period opened up around at 221.08. So from 220.38 roughly to 221.12, 221.08 is where the B period started. And B period drove prices higher. C period tried to bring it down, but only failed. New money came in to buy around the 222.09 area. In the D period, the same thing. The lowest it can go was the 222.09.08 area. Even the E period, the exact same thing. So one, two, three periods. These are 30-minute periods where new money came in and kept prices from going below the 222.10, 222.08 area to continue to bring prices higher. One, two, and three. F period didn't even get nowhere near the low of E period, but it kept rising prices higher and higher. So, as you see new money coming in, new buyers in this case, bringing the money higher, prices higher. Same thing when you come into today, as we drop prices all the way down to 222.50, you can see new money had came in on a B period, it kept prices higher. And we had the weekly value low here as well. That let prices that new buyers came in, new money came in and bumped prices higher. Yep, and that's this right here would have been the full goal because right now it's at 59. So not the best execution or entry, I guess per se. Maybe if I waited a little longer, I would have got the full goal, but half is fine. Again, so I take 75% off the table at 10 cent. I'm looking to always to get 20 cent per contract in profit. But I always take 75% of my position off at the halfway mark, which is 10 cent. And then I move my stop just above maybe 2 to 3 cent above my entry so I can have that take care of my commissions. And if the last 25% doesn't give me to the 20, that's cool. I still cashed out and bank some money for the day. So, all right, guys, that is the end of my day. Pretty quick, pretty easy. I said earlier that I wasn't the best execution, but now that I completely overlooked the weekly low, I'm not gonna say it's a bad execution. I just didn't see it as I was playing it or paying attention to it as I was actually looking to enter the market. I was definitely looking for prices to drop down, as I wanted to see prices drop with little activity. That was definitely a good sign, in my opinion, to buy. And look what's happened. Ooh, they look like taking profit. Big boys are taking profit. So we definitely saw that. All right, so that is the end. I hope you guys, as always, find value in my videos, learn a little something. This right here, TPO, um, honestly enough, I don't say very, was much easier to learn than the the retail way of trading. You know, the trend lines, the formations, all that stuff was very hard because you had to remember all these different formations and stuff. It's crazy. TPO trading, actually looking at the market and looking what other participants have done, looking at the past, which is the TPO chart, looking at the now, which is the order flow, reading it in real time. It's a lot easier, in my opinion, than trying to remember um, each formation of which one means and is it really playing out. And it's a lot of guessing. In my opinion, it's a lot of guessing and a lot of gambling in that. This is actually being able to see what happened in real time. I don't know if you guys know, but TPO charts have been used since the beginning of trading. At first, it was on paper because obviously there was no technology, no computers, no internet. So it was written on paper on the floor, on the stock exchange floor. And A period, that's why we have A, B, C, all the way to M. That's how they marked each period. A period was stood for the first 30 minutes, B, second 30 minutes, and so on and so on. So you're using something, TPO, that's been used has been used since the beginning of trading. Back when, again, when they were trading on the floor and all they had was pieces of paper. This is how they tracked it. And they talked about the value in between the value high and value lows to 70% of the trading day. All right. So I hope that helps. I will see you guys again tomorrow, 9:30. Let's see if we can end the week off strong. This has been a great week, great Christmas week. VIX jumped. I just noticed VIX jumped all the way up to, okay, it was from 1540 to 1598. Not sure what's going on. We're about an hour away from inventory. So maybe the market knows something we don't know. Yeah, we're this is at 11 o'clock. Yeah, we're about a little over an hour to inventory. So jobless again, in my opinion, was good. Fell flat, but still above zero. So all in all, I think that was the catalyst to buy. This could be just profit taking, but also profit taking could turn into a reversal. So always be careful with that. All right, guys, until next time, we'll talk. We'll see each other tomorrow, and let's see if we can start end the week off strong. Y'all have a great one. See y'all soon.